Hi, it's so nice to meet you. Thank you for coming in today. I'm really glad that you decided to pursue a voice therapy evaluation because I believe that we can work together towards improving the difficulty and discomfort that you've been experiencing recently. You have what's called chronic cough. And yes, that's a real diagnosis, and there are things we can do to help. I imagine it's been really frustrating for you to have seen so many different specialists recently and not to have a definitive diagnosis leading up to this point. But it's definitely a good thing that you don't have anything more serious and life threatening going on related to your lungs or your GI system. And when I say that, I don't mean at all that what you've been experiencing isn't serious. I'm sure it's been very difficult to get through your day to day life recently while this has been going on, especially since I see here that on your intake form it says you work as a sales manager. And I'm sure that involves talking to other people and raising your voice, maybe in loud environments, as well as just having long and tiring days and having this constant coughing issue and having your voice feeling hoarse and uncomfortable when you're speaking. These are all things that could just contribute to you, not being able to go about your days as easily as you should be. And I'm sorry you've been dealing with that. So chronic cough is a persistent cough that sticks around and it doesn't get better for more than 8 weeks, which sounds a lot like what you've been experiencing, right? It doesn't typically respond to normal cough treatments that might work with a common cold or with allergies. So let's think about it like this. So a cough, when you cough normally, it's a natural reflex. Your body is responding to something getting into your airway that isn't supposed to be there. So your body protectively initiates that cough and you expel the foreign thing out. This cough triggering object could be a tiny little particle, but it's an important function for your body to be able to pick up on that and respond to that. You could think about it like an alarm system for a car, for a house. It gets triggered when something threatens it. Chronic cough is like when that alarm system gets too sensitive and starts to react to every single little thing, like the wind blowing a flag in front of your house or like a little bunny hopping along your front lawn, things that wouldn't normally trigger the alarm to respond, and then you're getting that full-blown response when you don't actually need it. So we've also noticed that you have a moderate amount of tension in your voicing muscles when you speak. Like any other part of your body, the muscles that are involved in speaking get tense when you work them really hard. And there's a lot of really tiny muscles in the area that's known as your larynx, which is the inside of your throat around your vocal cords, and including the muscles on the outside of your neck. Those can also contribute to tension, which is causing your voice to sound a little hoarse when you speak. Some of the common causes for this tension could be engaging your neck and your shoulder muscles a lot, which impacts those smaller muscles on the inside, using your voice in a very loud way on a regular basis, or just using your voice a lot constantly on a regular basis, like any other muscle. Overuse, or I shouldn't say overuse, but more just like a lot of use, that just contributes to tension, and then it makes it harder for those muscles to keep functioning. If any of that sounds like something you've been experiencing, we can talk about how we can make some adjustments to prevent your voice muscles from being continuously overworked and tense in the future after we work on loosening them up in the near future. So my good news for you is that there are evidence-based voice therapy treatment exercises that we can work on in therapy to target chronic cough and to target muscle tension. You can expect to see some results and feel improvement in as little as 2 to 4 sessions together if you work really hard and if you're taking what we're working on and applying that to your daily life outside of our sessions. So there's a lot of different techniques that exist and exercises out there that can be used to help with chronic cough and with muscle tension. And a lot of these voice therapy treatments go hand in hand. And when you're working on one, you are kind of working towards alleviating both. So we can target chronic cough and tension sort of in a related way. Loosening up your muscles might help with the sensitivity of your cough reflex and vice versa. Helping your cough reflex and alleviating the sensitivity of that will lead to less tension from that constant coughing, which could be contributing to the amount of tension that you're feeling. And the other thing about voice therapy is that it's very person specific. So we'll work together and we'll start somewhere. And if you don't think that's working or you don't feel comfortable taking these exercises and applying them outside of therapy, we can definitely try something else. So the first thing I want to try to target your chronic cough is we're going to try to regulate your airflow, which also will ease the tension in your vocal cords. So when you cough, your two vocal folds, they slam together and they close off your airway. And that's what stops it, and it stops the invasive particle from getting below your airway, and it propels out. But it's that hard tension between your vocal cords that occurs when you're coughing. So instead, when you feel a cough coming on, I'd like you to take a gentle breath in through your nose and then breathe out with a shh sound. And this will slowly release the air instead of having that harsh contact between your vocal folds during a cough. And it seems like you've been able to pick up on some situations where you notice you're prone to coughing, such as when the temperature changes, and when you're in noisy environments. So maybe you can try this strategy in some environments like that when you feel like you're about to cough. The other thing I want to suggest right now is just a small hygiene thing. I've noticed that it seems like you're taking a lot of steps to do your best to alleviate this cough, and a lot of what you're doing is great, but I'm going to recommend that we don't use those methanol cough drops, methylated cough drops that you've been using. Those have actually been shown to be very drying and irritating for your voice, even though I know they're marketed as help. So I hope this is all really good information, and I feel really good about what we're going to be able to work on together. So I look forward to working with you more.